Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come to you live Monday evenings at 7 p.m., but I have been away from the craft studio for quite a while. I think the whole month of December I was away. I, December just got away from me. I was so busy with family and Christmas and oh my goodness, all this stuff going on. So I am back now. It was crazy being away actually from the craft studio, but I had family come into town and then I was trying to get ready for Christmas and then family came after Christmas and oh my gosh, it was a crazy time. So I did not get any time to be crafting and doing my lives and doing all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of crazy times. So I was not able to do any crafting or having any kind of fun in my craft room. But I am back now and we have lots going on. Oh my goodness. So, of course, in January, we usually have, I'm not going to say always because sometimes Jumping Up is changing things. So, in past times, we have a mini catalog that comes out typically January through April. And yes, we did have that. So us demonstrators got to pre-order before everyone, which is super fun. And so I ordered, but I didn't even get to play with any of the new items that I got, a bunch of things. But everyone got to order from the catalog starting January 6th. So that it's been out, oh my goodness, it's the 12th already. I don't know how already this month is a half month gone already, but it's crazy. And so everyone's been able to order from the mini catalog and the online exclusives also came out at the same time. So, oh my goodness, super fun. So we have quite a bit of things in the catalog that are amazing, and then some new online exclusives that are fun as well. But in the catalog, oh my goodness. So we have Easter. We have, look at this Easter stuff. I'll be playing with that probably next month. But of course, this month we're going to focus on Valentine's. So, good evening, Mom. So I'm having a class the January 24th, and we're going to focus on Valentine's, and then we're going to do some Valentine's fun. But this catalog is beautiful. It's got some beautiful things in it. We even have some things in it for weddings, which is so awesome because we normally don't have anything for weddings. Super excited about that. And we have things in here for baby, of course, Mother's Day, Father's Day, family, all kinds of this stamp. I got this stamp too. New Year's, congratulations, Valentine's, Easter, birthday, graduation, St. Patrick's Day. Yes, St. Patrick's Day is coming. So some really fun stuff. Very excited about the things in this catalog. This one is also my favorite, the nature one. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get it. I have it on order, but I haven't received it yet. Let's see, the bugs one. Oh my goodness. I saw this lady today. She did like 3 cards out of this sweet bug one. Oh my goodness. It is so stinking cute. So I can't wait to get into that one. This one, Nature's a Symphony. I love the paper and the branches. Oh my goodness. I like this nature for like mostly probably neutral cards. I think it's going to be really nice. I can't wait to get that. But of course, Easter I think is going to be just super fun. But there's some really, really nice stuff in here that I think is going to be fun to work with. And so I was very excited about this. I can't wait to get this one, the beach one. Oh my goodness. So the catalog is amazing. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you need a catalog, please let me know and I can mail you one. We also have online exclusives that there's some really neat stuff in there. We're going to work with an online exclusive suite tonight, and it's super pretty. I really like it. It's been really fun. So right now going on, also we have what we call bonus days. And so for every $50 you spend, you get a $5 coupon. And this goes through February 2nd. Anything you ordered from January 6th to February 2nd, I'm just a little bit late, so sorry. I'm just getting on. You get a $5 coupon. So what happens once you place your order? They will send you an email with a coupon code. So save those coupons, because, or take a picture, but save the coupon, because it will give you an email code, and you need that code for when you go to place your order. You redeem the coupons February 3rd to the 28th. So they do expire on the 28th, so you can't spend them after that. But you have to separate the codes by a space. When you do the checkout and you put in the codes, you separate them by a space. If you need help, let me know and I can help you do that. I have another thing. I don't know if anybody is aware, but Stampin' Up, they kind of took away, along with like the mini catalog, they used to have, if you purchased like $50, then you got like a free item out of our other catalog. So they weren't having good success with that, apparently. So they said, you know what, we're going to kind of do away with that. So what they did was they brought in a program called Product of the Month. So every month you spend $75 or more on one single order, and you can purchase for $5 the product of the month, but only until supplies last. So you have to jump on this pretty much as soon as you can. Last month it was paper. This month is this fabulous sayings stamp set, which I think is really neat. So it's "You're on my mind. Thank you so much. Hooray. Happy birthday. Sending love just because. Hello to a fabulous friend. You can do anything. There are simply no words for this," which I think is really pretty. I can't wait to get mine. I did order mine. But they do have a caveat. The restrictions are while supplies last. Now, if it's still available at the end of this month and the month rolls over, you can still purchase this with your $75 or more purchase. So that is kind of nice. But they tend to think that it's going to sell out before the end of the month. So that's kind of what's going on now. I would try to find what online exclusives are out for now that we just got released this January. And I just did a quick search and they couldn't find what I wanted. I have it for what I print for me, and I scribble all over it, but you can go online and you can look up what you need. So if you need help with that, I can certainly help you. Because this suite that we're working with, it's beautiful. So this is, and I'm changing the card we're doing tonight. I was watching, I signed up for a Connect, what's it called? Create and Connect with Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up didn't put it on, but a couple of demonstrators put it on, 4 demonstrators. I wasn't able to go because it was Saturday and I was doing something else. But I kind of snuck on and previewed replays of it. Oh my goodness, that was so amazing. So they had 5 demonstrators kind of give us, they made 3 cards of different suites. And it was so fun. One of the suites was one I had already picked, and I had already worked up this card. And so I got an idea from one of them while I had already worked up this card. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm going to switch my card up tonight. But this is the card out of this suite, and it is called Lovely Blossom Suite Collection. And it's beautiful. Pardon me. This is one of the papers out of it, and it is gorgeous. It is Petal Pink, We don't use it very often. So this blue is, oh my goodness, Cloud Cover and Secret Sea. And then it has some other colors in it. The palette is really pretty. And it's gorgeous. And so I had already done this particular card, worked it up, did it all nice. And then I saw some techniques that I think we're going to do tonight. And on the inside, I just stamped the flower on the inside, and then you still can have a place to write, but I just gave it some love on the inside. Also, I myself was like, I should have put a border that would close this edge here, and I had already stamped it. Thanks. I'd already put this on there, and I'm like, I needed to close this border, and I should have known that. So I'm gonna fix that. And I think I'm gonna stamp, I don't know, on the card the happy birthday. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm gonna do a few little tweaks to this one. We'll see how it goes. But this is so pretty. I really liked the set or the suite. So I wanted to work with that, and it is an online exclusive, but I can't wait to work on some of the other products that are in the mini catalog as well. But I didn't want to dive too much because I'm getting ready to do my card class, which is Valentine's. But before I did Valentine's, I wanted to do something else. So this is the card we're going to kind of work with. So we started, so here's the two, all right, so here's the stamp set, and it's amazing. It has some really nice sayings. So I could have picked any one of them. Hello, friend. Love you. Thank you. Always here for you. Sending smiles. That's a really neat one. Just to know, happy birthday. You are You're so lovely, and so very much. And then here's the 3 stamps. But the dies in here, oh my goodness. So I watched this lady use this one and this die, because I thought, what are you going to use these for? Oh my goodness. She gave some of the coolest ideas for these 2 things. So I will use those later because I was just like so amazed. And then these are our leaves, and then these are our flowers, and then this is for sentiments. But I was just so amazed what you could do with those 2 things. Because when I got it, I'm like, what am I going to do with those? I don't understand them, which happens most of the times until I see someone else use them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. These people have so many amazing ideas. So that was really neat. So this is a very neat set. And then also in the suite are these dots that we're going to use. And there's all different colors. There's green, blue, white, and let's see. I always cut mine up to put them in here. So that's the clover one, the blue, and then there's white in there. So we're going to use those dots, which I just love. And I didn't use any of the blue. I put that away. Ribbon. It's clover ribbon. That's really pretty. What else is in there? Oh, and then it also has this really pretty Lovely Stripes embossing folder, and I did use that. It's bigger, but I just used it on a piece. This is the embossed. It comes obviously bigger, but I just embossed a strip of it, this is so amazing. I love this. So this will be very pretty. Let's see what else comes in there. I think that's it. Oh, and of course the paper. And there's all different kinds of paper in there. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right, so what we did is we're going to use a basic card base. I used Secret Sea as my card base, and it's 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I'm just loving these colors mixed together. So Secret Sea seems to be my favorite color. I had to order more of the Secret Sea color because at Christmas I seem to use it a lot. And apparently in the new catalog, it seems to be a new color as well. So it's becoming my new favorite color. I didn't think I liked navy very much, but it's not quite a navy, but it's a darker blue, and it just seems to go with everything. It just is so pretty. Dark and light together. This seems to be a really pretty color. All right. Then I'm going to use a white on the inside, of course, and that's your standard 5¼ by 4. So that's going to go on the inside. We are going to stamp on that. Now to get my outside piece, so for my little pink piece, which this is Petal Pink, that is 1 3/8 by 5 3/8. So that's going to go on the outside. And then my DSP piece is 2 5/8 by 5 3/8, and that they're going to go together out here like this. So then I needed a strip. I should have done it on mine. So what I did was I just took a strip of my Secret Sea, and I did 1/4 of an inch by 5 3/8, and that's gonna just kind of, I'm gonna, once I get this all on, I'm gonna, there we go. I'm gonna do that. That way that just kind of hides that seam a little bit better. So I can do that. And then of course we have to do the envelope. So I picked this, of course, and that's our standard 2 1/4 by 6. So then to make the little square on the outside, I wanted a piece, and our Secret Sea is, what is this? 3 by 4 1/4. And then the piece on top, this white piece, it's going to go on here, is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. So that's going to go like that. And then that's all going to fit there. But I'm decided if I want to stamp happy birthday on there, or if I want to do like I did before and actually put that on the little thing. So we can do that later. But we do need to stamp on some white pieces, the flowers, and we do need to die cut them out. And I saved that to die cut them out. But I want to do something with this white piece. So we're going to put this part together. First, we're going to do my envelope, because you know how I like to have that dry. So let me get my little piece here, and let's get this drying. I cannot believe that it's already like middle of January. I don't know where this month is already going, but oh my goodness. It's crazy time. This is my first week taking the grandkiddos back to school. That was funny. Getting them up and going. Felt like I'd been away from them, even though I got to see them over Christmas, but it felt like I was away from them forever. But all right, so we'll get that drying. All right, and then we're going to, let's get this on here too. So I kind of set this on here so that I kind of knew where I wanted this to sit. And then I glued it. So I want a little bit of a border around. Won't do so good on top and bottom, but I kind of just and then this piece. All right, let's do one at a time. One side is a little more raised than the other, but it really, you almost can't tell. So it just depends on which side. In person, you can see a little bit better. So you'll be able to tell a little bit better which side you want. It really doesn't matter. It's not going to be too... Now, since I have a little strip, it won't be so crucial that I get this mirrored together. Way I had to really make sure I got it mirrored together before, but I did a better job of getting it a little bit more even, which is more what I wanted. Okay, let's put our piece where it went. This will just finish it off better. It'll look, I don't know what possessed me not to do that. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes in my creative process, I guess I wasn't watching what I was doing. Okay. Now we do want to stamp on here, and we want to stamp on these pieces. So what I did also want to change was I want to change the leaves. So I'm going to stamp leaves on here too, but I want to stamp. So what I did with this one is I stamped this in the Memento Black, and then I used my light cloud cover and I gave it some color to it. And I think that I'm still going to do that because I like the cloud cover, only because I could stamp it in the Secret C and do cloud cover, but it really wouldn't make too much difference. Or I could just stamp it in the cloud cover and leave it and not give it Secret C color, but I'm going to do the Secret C color anyways. So I'm going to stamp the inside with Secret C. Well, first I'm going to stamp the others in the Memento and then use the Secret C. So and I've been told you do everything in odd numbers, 3, 5. So that's why there's 3 flowers, there's 3 dots. It appeals to your eye better. So we're going to do, I want 2 of these flowers. And I want one of these flowers. Okay. And then oh my goodness, did she do? No, she did them in old olive. She did the leaves in old olive. I must have inked my old olive recently. That is pretty juicy. But I like that. Yes. She showed a technique too that I thought was pretty cool. But I didn't learn it fast enough. But I like this. I like the green. A little bit better than the other green. Just because I don't have that green in there, but I think it'll work good. All right, and then we're going to stamp in the secret C for the inside. All right, that looks amazing. Right, now I'm going to clean them all off because otherwise they're going to get everywhere. I should have done some of the coloring so you didn't have to watch, but we're not going to do a ton of coloring. It'll be like super fast, so I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Okay. All right, so we're going to color these, and what I did was I took my Stampin' Blend, and this is my light cloud cover. She used the paintbrush one. I used the other side. I felt like it was easier for me. And she just kind of whisked it up. And that's all I'm doing is just whisking it up. And you just putting just a little bit of color on each petal, but you're just kind of giving it just a little bit of color. It actually looks really kind of cool not to go all the way up. If you want to go all the way up, you can. We have water painter brushes, and this other lady used the water painter brush. Oh my gosh, that was so cool how she did that. I have not done that before, so I didn't want to do that because I don't even know how to use them yet. I have them, but I don't even know really how to do that. So I didn't want to do that on the live since I didn't know how to do that. But I saw her do this and I was like, oh my goodness, I can do this. So this was really cool just to give it some color and some texture. So I really like this idea, and it's really easy. You just give it just enough of the color, and you're just wisping it ever so lightly, just to give it just enough little wispies and a little bit of color. And really, that's it. I mean, you're really not giving it a lot of color and you're not taking a lot of time to color. And that's probably why I should use the painter brush side. I tried the painter brush side and I felt like that, and I usually use the painter brush side for everything I do, but I felt like for this, I didn't have as much control as I wanted, which is odd because I usually don't like the control when I paint on it. I don't know, that's weird. But this just gave me just enough for me to just wisp it and go up and give it some of that color. So now I've watched people and they have colored the inside the same color or darker color. I don't know. I'm having trouble. I did mine yellow because I felt like that's the color of the inside of a flower. So I don't know. There we go. Plus, I think on the front of the card, I wanted some more color. So I'm using my dark Daffodil Delight. And then I just gave it some color. Just kind of popped. Now I left the one on the inside just plain. But you know what? I think I'm going to color it. And it matches. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we're ready to cut these out. Oh, I don't want to cut that one out. I better put that one aside. So I'm going to use my little cutter here. Because these will fit in my little stamp emboss machine. Yes. The yellow makes them stand out. That's kind of what I was thinking. I just didn't want it to just look blah, so I'm not embossing. Okay. Alrighty, so did I cut these? Barely. Should have not cut them quite so straight there. Alrighty, see if I can get these to stay for me and go in through here. All right, I'm gonna put these on and kind of figure out where they go, how they go. Oh, that's gonna go like that. Okay. Okay. But I'm so happy that we have one that you don't have to fussy cut. It's super exciting. I like that. All right, let's see. I cut them kind of close. I stamped them kind of close to the edge of the paper. So let's see if that will be okay. Alrighty. get that on there quite as good as I did the other ones. Oh, that one's good. Again, you know, they're not going to be scrutinizing everything like I do. All right. I made my sister-in-law a card. Oh, I did not have this bear set. I don't know why I didn't buy this set. I don't know what possessed me not to. I try to buy sets that I know that if we have family that likes stuff that, you know, I can make cards with, that she is a bear person. I don't know what I didn't buy it, but anyways. So I found this other set that had a bear in it, and I used it instead, but she loved it. So I kind of pieced together a birthday card for her, and she loved it. But so now I'm in search for this stamp set. It's discontinued, so it's not like I can just go buy it, but I think I'm gonna have to do it in search for this card set because it's really cool. All right, now we can do leaf. And put these. Did I not pull the right one? No. I didn't cut this. Alrighty, yep. Her birthday is December 27th. So she always felt like she got slighted on her birthday and Christmas because she always had to share Christmas and her birthday. I said, I bet. She's like, oh yeah, I always got half my Christmas gifts and part of those Christmas gifts were given to me on my birthday. I'm like, well, that kind of stinks. I don't know. I guess so. There we go. There's the leaves. I like that. Okay. Do this one. That is really nice. I like that. I like the texture in the leaf. All right. Well, that one kind of got off. All right. Almost harder for me to, I should have done a little bit smaller piece because it was hard to get in here. So I'm going to cut this one so it'll fit on the toner better. All right, there we go. It'll fit on here. This one's kind of like at an angle. It's weird how you put this in here. Oh, That's better. All righty. Do I have a piece of what? Extra white? I do. I'm going to stamp the happy birthday and cut it out. And then if I don't like it, I can always stamp it on there. And I'm going to stamp it on in the secret C. I stamped it in black, but I think I like the secret C better. I think that will be a lot better. All right. And let's do this one. My plate's cracking, so I need a new one. When you use them a lot, that's what happens. You should put your plates, you should turn them around and upside down. And I do, but they still, once you've used them so much, they get discolored, they bow, they do all kinds of stuff. And so that's just because you're using them. So I need to order some new ones. Okay, there we have that, just in case I decide that I do want to use that. All right, so now we're going to take this piece, this white piece, and we're going to make it so it's not quite so stark white, and we're going to color it a little bit. And to do that, all right, so they sell these little squares with no color, and then you can just add color to it, or we sell them I got a October birthday on Christmas. Oh my goodness. We sell these also already colored in packs of like certain colors that are clumped together. I happen to make this one because I hadn't purchased the color set. So they're just squares, and they're because we don't sell clover cloud cover. I want to call it clover. I don't know why. Because the ink pad, of course it would be from her, because she didn't know. They didn't know when my birthday was. Never. They never knew when my birthday was, ever. So that doesn't surprise me. We don't sell cloud cover because the ink pad and that color, for some reason, it had a reaction, and so they couldn't sell the ink pad for cloud cover. So they sell them in this size, or I made it in this size. So you could do either one. So I did that. So I'm going to make this, I'm sorry, I can't think of what my words, I so apologize. There's a technique, this is called blend. I'm so sorry. I'm going to use my blending brush, and I'm going to blend on here some light color. So to do that, we're going to stamp on here. And you can do this with your bigger colors as well. It just so happens this one is a tiny one, but it will still work. You tap on here and you get some color. And I always tap on here because see how it's globby? You don't want that glob on here. And I always start on the paper and I'm just going to rub here. And I'm really just wanting this to just not be stark white. So I haven't gotten any on here. So that's why it's really not. But this is giving it some color. See, I got some there and I don't really want that to be there. But this is really making it a very light, because cloud cover's light anyways, but it's very pretty because it's taking that stark white away. And sometimes I don't like it all stark white and I didn't know what to do. And when I saw her today do this, I'm like, oh my goodness, how come I don't think about blending? I'm not blended a lot. And I think I forget to do this. But this is an awesome way to get this not to be stark white, but to just give it some color, and it's gorgeous. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to blend this on here, and it's going to be beautiful. And this just gives it such, you're not going to be able to see on camera, but or you can kind of see the color. But then it takes that stark white away and it gives it some color. And that is amazing. I like that. So now another little technique. I don't have my sponge, so this is white, but with this sponge, you can do that to the edges of this. I don't have my sponge. That also gets it so that it's not white on here. My sponge will be better to do that. But you can sponge on the edges here. And then it also makes it so that it's not white either. So yeah, sponge works better. We're making do. I left my sponges. I don't have any extra sponges in here. It's working. Again, that's just taking that starkness away. The sponge would make it work better, but oops. But you can kind of see how it's not all white. So if you want it darker, you just keep adding color. Oh my goodness, I love that. You go in a circular motion and you just blend it. By starting on the page, you're still not dragging all the color onto the, so hopefully you don't get some of that. I just did, but. And then I did a little bit of this on the edges. And then it makes, again, we have a special spot. We have a sponge that we usually use to do this, to do the edges, but I don't have any sponges here with me. I'm going to get the edges to do that. There we go. Usually have some sitting on my desk, but I cleaned my desk, cleaned my area. See what happens when you clean? You put everything away, and then you're like, oh, I could have used that. That looks nice. I like that. Oh my goodness. I'm super happy. All right. And I just changed that all together. All right. So now we're ready to put this all together. Okay. All right, let's put this on the inside. We're done with that. Of course, you can use your choice of adhesive. I always like the green glue, mostly because it gives me some wiggle room, but I've tried to use the sealing tape and I'm still challenged with that. Okay, now let's put this on this. Okay, and then I use dimensionals to put that on. And I use the end of my edge of my dimensionals to put that on. Had some edges here. I had some regular ones too, so. Oh goodness, they're stuck on here. Okay, that's interesting. We'll peel that off and then peel that off. Like paper is on both sides. That's interesting. Okay. Alrighty. And I kind of center this. You can off center it to one side to down here. I like to center it as much as I can. Alrighty. And then I don't pop any of these on. I use glue to get these all on. But I didn't do this with my other card, my other flowers, but flowers are not flat. So let's give them a little bit of curl to them. So I just take my bone, I'm not in the camera. So I just take my bone folder and I just give them a little curl to them. So that they have some, there we go. You can do them with your fingers if you want. You can do them however you want. I find it easier for me. Just You can do all of them. You can do some of them. You know, crease them. You can. That looks better. My other ones are flat. I'm like, oh my goodness. Again, I forget these things until I watch other people. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, flowers are not flat. She was right. All right. So I think it's better like this. Get that in there. And then I think in this case, I just want 2 of these. All right. Let's do our flowers first. All right. Okay, and then this. Yeah. Ooh, that almost doesn't gonna fit. I forget, that's my edge. Do I need one? I need to have something in there. All right, that's our flower arrangement. Now our happy birthday. I know what. It needs to be popped up. That's what it needs. And I know I popped this up, so that's a lot of pop-ups, but that I think was the problem. Plus we have jewels, but I still think that hopefully the minis will work. I think that was what my issue was. It was just flat. So yeah. To cut one in half. Come on. Even nails. All right, in a second, I'm going to have to get my tweezers out here. All right. Take the paper off. Oh my gosh. All right, let's cut another one. Someone cut a whole bunch in half while they were on the backing, which is easier. I don't know how to do that. I have to ask them how they did that. Okay. There we go. Much better. Okay. Now our jewels. And we're done finally. So sorry. Taking me forever. Thanks for sticking around here. Okay. Like. All right. Get our envelope ready. Actually, I have a birthday I can send this to. It's Kristen's birthday. All right. Now, here's the one I did earlier. And here's this one. That's not quite straight, but I like this one better. Yep. This one's got a little more. It's just not quite stark white. I like the leaves a little bit better, but I saw these leaves being done, but I like these leaves a little bit better. Yeah. So just a little different, but I like it a little bit better. So of course than that one. So yeah, just a little bit different technique, but I like it. I think it's great. So just learning some techniques and then applying them. Anyways, both are nice. Thank you. Yeah, they are. It's just different. So, all right. Well, if you need anything, feel free to get a hold of me. Otherwise, I will see you next Monday and have a great evening. Thanks for joining. See you then. Bye.